Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. Good evening, BSL. And good evening to everyone else within the sound of our voices, north, south, east, and west. This is the Valentine's Day edition of SBC Shoot Your Shot. And I am your host and executive producer and moderator, van driver, and head chef, Mr. Mike Walker. Glad to have each and every one of y'all here with us on Valentine's Day. And before we get started, I'd like to wish each and every one of y'all a happy Valentine's Day. And glad you chose to stay here with us tonight. And we're not going to waste too much time, though. We're going straight to the point, though, because I know y'all excited and I'm excited, though. So I'm going to bring out the mistress of ceremony, if you will. Okay, Tiffany Murphy, how are you doing?
I am fantastic. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yes, she's gonna take over while I take a get back or whatever though. But in anyway though, uh without further ado, I put it over in your hands, Tiffany.
All right. So, welcome everybody. Tonight we are going to do Shoot Your Shot, but we're going to put a little spin on it and we're going to bring in our Making the Connection show as well. Right. So, first things first, again, we want to welcome everybody to tonight. So, we have an eligible bachelor who is going to have the amazing opportunity to interview three of our beautiful ladies from SBCC. And then at the end of that, he will have the chance to select one of these young ladies to continue conversations with. And the two young ladies who may or may not get picked this evening, they will have the opportunity to pitch themselves to you guys and see if their DMs are open. So we'll see from there. So first things first, we want to meet our bachelor. So we're going to go ahead and bring him in. Oh, he is looking sharp. Hey, Reggie, how are you?
Good evening, Tiffany. How are you?
I am fantastic. Are you excited? You nervous? What you got?
And I feel like I'm finna preach a sermon and the dump trucks is in my stomach.
That's all right. Well, when you preach, you always got somebody in the crowd throw in a towel. That's me. Let me stop. Y'all know I'm extra. But anyway, so what are you hoping to get out of tonight? Like, are you excited? Like, what's the thing that's making you the most nervous?
It's a few things because I don't know what to expect.
Okay.
I don't know who's on the side of the mic. And I'm just going to get in the driver's seat and put my seatbelt on.
All right. Now, you're supposed to let Jesus take the wheel, right? You're not supposed to take the wheel. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So, Reggie, first off, we'll bring the ladies in first, and then we'll let you kind of tell us something that you may want us to know, and then we'll go from there. All right.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to bring in our young ladies. So, Mike, if you can go ahead and introduce our three bachelorettes that we have this evening. We have bachelorette number one. Bachelorette number one, I'm going to go ahead and ask you a question, kind of bring you guys on one by one. So, bachelorette number one, if you had to describe your perfect day, not date, just your day, what are two things that would have to be a part of that day?
Okay, my perfect day would include probably going for a hike to a waterfall. I enjoy waterfall hikes.
Okay.
And then afterward, maybe going for lunch somewhere, maybe a nice little winery.
Okay. And I just want you to know, I love waterfalls and wineries. I like my vino. Yes. I love it. I love it. All right. Thank you, bachelorette number one. We're going to bring in bachelorette number two. So, bachelorette number two, if you could describe your perfect day, not date, if you had your perfect day, what would be two things that would have to be a part of that day?
My perfect day is extremely simple. I love hugs. I've missed them since COVID. So when I can get my hug to get my day started, I'm really, really good. So that's number one. And number two would just being able to go outside, and I like to walk a lot. So just going outside and walking. Like I said, I'm simple. That's perfect enough for me because I got to wake up.
Walking and hugging. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you, Bachelorette number 2 and Bachelorette number 3. I'm going to bring you in.
All right. Hi.
All right. So, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
You got my question. Go ahead.
No. Go.
No, I was going to say, so if you could describe your perfect day, not date, but day, what are 2 things that would have to be a part of that day to make it work for you?
Food for one. I'm a foodie, and so like maybe going out to sushi, and then afterwards, a walk in the park or something simple like that.
All right. I love that we have some physically fit sisters. Y'all like to walk. I'm loving it. All right. So, Reggie, I would throw that question to you before I let you kind of open up the floor. So, Reggie, if you had your perfect day, now that all 3 of our bachelorettes are present with us, what are 2 things that your day would have to include for it to be a solid day for you?
Well, I always open up the day with prayer and thanksgiving. That's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, like what I did today, I treated myself to a Valentine's Day. So I went out and had breakfast and did some other errands, and but I'm basically a happy-go, down-to-earth type individual. There's not have to be anything special, but I just go with the flow.
I love it. I love it. So thank you.
I love to walk too, but I always keep my cell phone handy in case the old back acts up. I can call an Uber.
Oh goodness. Look, you can't cheat in the middle of the race. We're gonna get you on the Cooper River Bridge. Yes, we are. All right. So guys, so thank you so much for all 4 of you for answering that question for me. So now, Reggie, do you have some questions you would like to ask the bachelorettes? What questions do you have for them this evening?
Well, I guess to kind of get a feel of who they are, this question would go out to all 3. If your family members were on the live tonight, how would they describe you?
That's a really good one. So he said, if your family members were on this live with us tonight, how would they describe you? We're going to throw the bachelorette number 1 first.
If my family members were on the line tonight, how would they describe me? Kind, funny, loves to bake. They would definitely say that I love the Lord and that I am always talking to my kids about doing right and trying to get their lives right for the Lord. I'm loyal. I'm dependable. I'm a good person.
Awesome. Awesome. So you can cook and you have a good heart. I like it. Reggie, she can cook. Okay. All right. So bachelorette number 2, same question. If your family was on the line with us tonight, how would they describe you?
Energetic, caring, active, participate in a lot of community activities, active in my church, giving, and all around just a very optimistic person and generally just happy 90% of the time.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. I love it. And bachelorette number 3, we'll throw that same question to you. So if your family was on the line tonight, what would they say about you?
They would say that I was adventurous. I like to travel. I like to try new foods. I like to be around new people. They would also say that I was too nice. I have a generous heart, and if there's any way I can be of assistance, I'm always there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Reggie, so they gave you some answers. Do you have any follow-up questions or continue the conversation? Go right ahead.
I have a few other questions. At different stages of life, we, in our 20s, we desire ABC, in our 30s, 40s. So at this stage of your lives, what are your goals? What are your desires? What are your wants at the stage of life that you're in now?
Okay. And do you want to ask that to all three of them, or you want to pick one?
All three.
All three. So let's start with bachelorette number 2 this time. We'll start a little out of sequence.
At this stage in my life, my major goal is to do what I feel God has called me to do, whether it's in my community, whether it's in my church, whether it's in my family, and just being open to that. God has blessed me so much throughout my career that I'm just excited to be at this particular phase to where I can open myself up and just be available to Him.
Love it. I love it. All right, let's go with bachelorette number 3.
At this point, I am trying to retire. So that is, like your 3 to 5 year plan, that would be me. And I want to travel and I want to bring my family with me.
Okay, great, great. All right, and bachelorette number 1, we'll throw it to you.
This phase is really maintaining my peace. I have maybe about 10 more years before I retire. Definitely want to travel and just really be continue my faith walk, serving at my church, serving with my women's ministry, and also just serving the community. I love volunteering, different things, so just continuing with that. But all that has to still stem from my peace. I'm not trying to sacrifice my peace for anything or anyone.
I love it. I love it. PJ Morton actually has a really good song about that. I don't remember the name of it right now, but he has a really good song about it. All right. So Reggie, ask questions, like talk to
him. I do have another question. How the reason why I'm asking, let me preference why I'm asking. During a conversation, I'm looking for a sister that's down to earth. In other words, not so heavenly minded, she's no earthly good. I want somebody with balance. It's good, always good to talk about the Lord in the Bible, but at the dinner table, I want to maybe talk about something else sometime. Okay. Everything got to be hallelujah, thank God, all the time. So how knowledgeable are you with current events, politics, entertainment, daily stuff on the news, topics of conversation, hot topics, in other words? And that goes to all three.
That's a really good question, Reggie. That is an excellent question. We'll start with number 3 on that way.
That's the hard question, right? I am knowledgeable about current events until they get, I don't know. At some point, some of the current events, especially political, it kind of messes with your spirit. So I tap that down sometimes, but I like to be aware. I volunteer for the elections. I door knock. I'm involved in things like that. I was a poll worker this year, and entertainment, probably not so much. I'm not, I was watching the Super Bowl and they were showing some of the celebrities there, and I'm like, oh, I must be getting old because I do not know who these people are. So I'm probably not there. My interests pretty much lie more like sci-fi, nerd, geek type of person. So I'm probably more on the serious side than the, who cares what the Kardashians are doing? I could care less. They don't serve a purpose. So that's about it.
All right. Well, thank you, bachelorette number 3, and I'm with you. I don't even know all the Kardashians. I have no desire to know all the Kardashians. So we'll go to bachelorette number 1.
Current events. I watch the news occasionally because it can get pretty heavy, and I just don't want to hear about it. But I do check in. I do enjoy having conversations about a variety of things. I like to know people's thoughts and opinions. about different topics. As far as entertainment, I'm not real big on who's the latest star, but I mean, I can hold my own. Again, I kind of go in and come out as soon as possible, because if you get sucked up or too consumed with the news or even what the media is feeding you, it can spiral down. So I try to, small dosages. As I say, I might watch MSNBC for just 1 hour, but I'm not going to sit there and watch it for the whole entire evening, because that's just weighing on your spirit too hard. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy a good conversation about anything. We can talk about the Lord. We can talk about, the trees outside, the birds that came by to visit us today. We can talk about anything.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Bachelorette number 1. And we have Bachelorette number 2.
Okay. I like to think I'm well balanced. I do, as the sister said earlier, I do check in with the news. I don't allow myself to be sensationalized. I think that's what a lot of the news channels do. But I try to keep up. Entertainment wise, I keep up, but I'm not impressed. But I have some will tell you I have an opinion on pretty much everything. But and what was the other one? Entertainment and conversation wise, I'm a big talker, so I'm trying to kind of tone it down a little bit. But I just think I'm well balanced. I like to talk about mental health, physical health, all of the good things, what's going on in my community, because again, I'm active in some political things that are going on in the community. So that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I love to hear that all of you ladies are active in your communities and you care about your health and all these things. So I hear balance all over the place, Reggie. This was going to be tough. I hear balance. All right. So let me kind of drop a question in here. So all 3 of you ladies mentioned that you love to travel, or that you were looking to travel. So if you could pick that golden place, if you could spin a globe and put a pin, where would you go? Let's go with Bachelorette number 3. We'll start down there.
I want to go to Africa. I don't really care where. I just want to touch the continent. I'd like to go to Seychelles, if that's how you pronounce it, which is an island off of Africa. I think the north. I don't. Doesn't matter.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think.
Yeah, I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
I really love being on the island, any island really, but I was supposed to do that for my can't tell you how old I am birthday this year. With my family, we were supposed to do a Mediterranean cruise, and that was going to be my dream trip, because we were going to go. We were going to be able to touch Northern Africa, and I was going to be able to go to Cairo and go, travel to Egypt. But that would be kind of my thing. I just really that's one thing I haven't done, and I really would like to do.
Awesome. Awesome. Would you ride a camel?
I would do whatever experience was there. I'd get on a hot air balloon. I would just
yes.
Right. Whatever I haven't done in life, I will do. Whatever the experience is there.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Bachelorette number 3. So we got Cairo and Egypt and Northeastern Africa in the house. Northwestern Africa. Yeah. Northwestern. So let's see. Let's go to Bachelorette number 2. So where would you go if you could stick a pin on a globe and pick a place? Where would you go?
Today, it would be Africa as well. I just came back from an 8-day solo cruise to the Western Caribbean. It was wonderful. I love the water, but I've had my fill. So that's why I'm not saying anywhere in the islands for today, but it would be Africa. So somewhere in Africa, and after Africa would be Jerusalem. I just want to experience it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Awesome. Were you afraid cruising by yourself? Well, obviously not. You seem like you had
I was not. That was I went on a solo cruise back in June. So I went again this time. It was wonderful. I'm a people person, so I had no issues. It was nice.
So you never met a stranger. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Bachelorette number 2. All right, Bachelorette number 1. Same question to you. Spin a globe, stick a pin. Where would you go?
Oh, wow. There's so many places. I want to go to Europe. So I want to go to France. I want to go to Italy. Just Greece. Just experience it over there. I think it would be nice. But Africa, most definitely, would be a great place to go as well. So much to see there. So much. So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Any particular country in Africa?
Probably where there's the waterfall? Goodness.
So you got Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe.
Victoria Falls.
Yeah, that's in Zimbabwe. Mhm.
Zimbabwe. Yes. And then definitely what is it? Kenya, and Egypt. All that.
Awesome. So we got camel riding and waterfall chasing. I'm loving it. Yes, I'm loving this lineup. All right. So thank you guys so much for entertaining my little pause and commercial break there. All right, Reggie, where would you travel if you could spin a globe and stick a pin?
Oh, that's a good question. One would probably be Paris. Two would be England. Three would be the Holy Land.
Okay.
And four would be Germany because my last name is German. So I would like to go back to find the origination of the Varda's name because apparently the Varda's clan was owned by a white slave master who came from Germany.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And Dad took me on down in Alabama and showed me the plantation. It had a big, at that time, it still had a big V on the gate.
Oh, wow. Wow. So would you say that you're a person that loves history?
Yeah, family history, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. So Reggie, I'm gonna throw it back to your questions. What other questions do you have for these young ladies?
For all three, what is your opinion or thoughts on dating a preacher pastor?
All right, I'm gonna go to bachelorette number 1 on this one.
So what are my thoughts of dating a preacher or pastor?
Mm-hmm.
I've never thought of that. Let me think about it. Give me a sec, okay? I would, as long as you could, we could talk about the Lord, enjoy the Lord, but also, as you stated earlier, have that balance of being able to enjoy life, experience new things, be open and receptive to living, as opposed to sitting at home and reading the Bible all day long.
So gotta have balance.
Gotta have balance.
Understood. Bachelorette number 2, what you got?
Ooh, I'm trying not to reveal too much. I have no issues whatsoever dating a preacher, dating a pastor. The pastors that I admire the most are pastors that do put the Lord first, but they also know how to put their families first. So that's the type of pastor that I would be interested in dating. One that knows that, there's a time when, okay, church, I got to go home. My wife is waiting on me. That type of person.
Okay. So that balance again.
Absolutely.
That balance. You gotta be responsible at home and responsible in your house and in God's house.
That's it.
I'm gonna write that one down. That's Facebook worthy right there. No. All right, bachelorette number 3.
Hi. Yeah, that's a different question. I really don't think it's any different from the same requirements that you would have for any man. I think where I would have any question is what my role would be as a pastor's wife and what that would entail and what those expectations are. Because for any man, I want him to have integrity. For any man, I want him to have faith, to have balance. I mean, I think that's just like fundamental, but if I'm going to be part of that, that's part of your life. What do you expect from me? And then can I live up to those expectations? I think that's the question I would, struggle with.
Okay. So Reggie, sounds like bachelorette number 3 had a question for you.
Well, as I stated before, the same thing that I'm asking of my lady, I'll be to myself. Um, I, I am definitely balanced. There's certain things I won't reveal here on the show, quite naturally. But when I was with my love of my life, we took cruises. We did some things on cruises, and we were both postal employees, so we did postal bowling tournament. We both bowled, so we went bowling tournaments and all different kinds of things. Played cards. I'm just your down to earth type individual. I love having fun.
That's it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Reggie, what are your expectations? Because Bachelorette number 3 kind of asked the interesting question there. So you asked them what they think about dating a preacher. So as a preacher, what are your expectations, or are there any big expectations for the lady of your life?
Well, first and foremost, she has to have a personal relationship with God herself and know God for herself and worship God for herself. Where I come in to love me for me, not for what I can give her, but for just me.
Okay.
One that's, I guess if I could put it in a shell, I said when my pastor had his anniversary, I said, if I could find a first lady like ours, she would be somewhat a combination of a Whitney Houston who can sing, who allowed her husband to lead, but also when he was wrong, didn't bust him out, but let him see that he was wrong. A woman who is active in the church, that has my back and keep me grounded, because oftentimes we as men can get a little beside ourselves, and sometimes we need that female to pull our coattails sometimes. Okay, and vice versa. It goes both ways. I want a person who's a team player, because in any meaningful relationship, it takes two. It's not a one-sided thing. Both of you have to be willing to work at it, because anything worth having, really having, it requires work. Okay, one person can't pull the wagon all by themselves. It takes a couple of people to pull that wagon. So one who's able to assist me in the kitchen, because with the backstory, sometimes it's like I don't even feel like going in the kitchen, but if I don't go in, I ain't gonna eat. So
and don't work them spoons, don't eat. You right? Yes.
At this stage in my life, I'm just tired of doing things all by myself.
Okay.
When I got to go on the highway, I got to drive by myself. I got to check in a hotel by myself. I got to go to Cleveland by myself. I mean, it's, that when you're young, it's fine, but when you get a little older, that gets a little tired. So, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. So we're going to flip the script just a little bit. So, Reggie, you've had the opportunity to ask these young ladies some questions. So now I'm going to throw it to them to ask you a question of their choice. So let's start with Bachelorette number 2. So what question do you have for our Bachelor this evening?
Understand that you're pastoring and love your balanced life, but what keeps you up at night, and explain how you handle it?
Excellent question.
Well, that could be anything. Sometimes it's the back, sometimes it could be the shoulder, sometimes it could be the leg.
Man, okay.
Any given night, that could be any reason, but in general, sometimes if I'm struggling with a sermon, sometimes that'll keep me up. But other than that, nothing really out of the ordinary stuff.
All right.
I tend to try not to worry about a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, Bachelorette number 2. And Bachelorette number 3, since you led us in with the question, what question do you have for Mr. Reginald?
Um, I have a question. It's really I had a question. I had a conversation with a friend of mine who had been married well, he's been married about 35 years, and his wife is ill. And I was like, "Oh, that must be hard to, have that with your best friend." And he's like, "Oh, my wife's not my best friend. She's my partner. We have an excellent partnership." And so my question is, and he's like, and if you ask a lot of men, that's what they would say, that they have partners but not friends.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, would you consider your wife or partner a partner? Like when you were mentioning, helping out in the kitchen, etc., or a friend who is also your partner? Because that just floored me when he said that. I was like, am I that naive? Don't you want to be your friend? I mean, to me, that's like, of course, I don't want to be with anyone who I don't consider my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Friend first, and everything else we can negotiate.
I think it's friendly.
Right.
You have to show yourself friendly. That might be it. I don't
I
know.
don't know. I
I
want to
get what
be,
you're saying, though.
yeah, I mean,
Let's,
how can I not be your friend?
let's see what Reggie has to say. Reginald, what do you have to say about it?
Well, Patricia and I were together for 21 years. We went in the post office. And first and foremost, we became friends. Because in any meaningful relationship like that, you have to be friends before you anything else. Because at the end of the day, you know, you can love somebody, you can like somebody, but if you don't have that friend connection, because that friend connection is your foundation. And if you don't have a foundation, then what do you have? Nothing. So she was my best friend first before she was anything else. Then she became the love of my life. And that came down the road. But that love had to grow, but it grew from a friendship first, then into love. Yeah, but I wouldn't consider her to be a partner. She was my heart. You know, that's a little deeper than a partner. You know, yeah. So no, the person who carries the last name of Walters is not just a partner. First of all, she has to be my BFF first, then someone who I can fall in love with.
And he spoke it in text, ladies. He said BFF, not best friend forever. So he spoke it in text. He meant that thing. All right. All right. So Bachelorette number 1, I think you were the one I have not asked yet. So what question do you have for Mr. Reginald C?
I guess we could keep it on the same topic of friends, partnership, and really just trying to establish a new relationship with someone. So, what things are you most cautious about when entering into a serious relationship / marriage with someone?
That's a good one.
Well, there are, because I have been burnt in the past, um, I have warning signs that I look out for. And when those red flags start going up, I've learned in this life and at my age, I've learned to pay attention to those and I throw caution to those. In my younger years, I threw caution to them. I'm like, she'll change. But I've come to find out, just as Maya Angelou said, when people show you who are the first time, that's who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I look out for that. And I can generally tell when a woman is interested and is willing to put in the time to get to know me and vice versa. Um, they are short by their actions. They are short by their conversation. There's a lot of things that women do to let you know that, okay, you're someone that I'm willing to spend my time with, someone that I'm willing to get to know, not just somebody that's taking up my time or someone I'm just putting up with for the time being. And when I see that going the other way, then because communication is key. If things are not going in the right direction, I'm like, hey, it was nice knowing you. I'm glad and thankful to God for the experience of getting to know you. But there's a time and a season of everything. And this season, unfortunately, has passed. And I think it's time for us to go our own separate ways, because at my age, I don't have time to waste. I don't know how long God has for me on this earth. And so every day I take as a blessing. So to waste it with someone that has no intentions of taking this thing into a serious relationship, then, there's no need to continue to go on. I can get another truck down the street and keep on riding.
Okay. Well, thank you, Reggie. We appreciate you, sir. And so, Reggie, I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask one final question to our ladies this evening. I'll throw a fun one out, and then we will go into the coolest part of this show, the most nerving part as well. So, Reggie, what's your last question for these young ladies?
Well, kind of a fun question. My pastor in Cleveland, he's a Philadelphia Eagle fan. And Sister Jones is a Chiefs fan. So we got rival teams in the same house. So to the women, do you have an NFL team that you like and cheer for? And please don't be Dallas Cowboys. But if you are,
I'm a Panthers fan. Go ahead, Reggie.
That's to all of them.
Because Reggie, you a Carolina Panthers fan. We know. Yes. Go ahead.
No, I'm not.
I know.
Everyone on my Facebook page know what fan I am.
No, I had to. So, Bachelorette number 1, we'll start with you.
No, I don't have an NFL team. I'll watch the games, but I don't have a specific team that I root for.
Okay. Bachelorette number 2.
I am a Jalen Hurts fan. Okay, so I really don't have a team that I root for, but what I like to do is go to the tailgate party, read the room, and if everybody's on one side, I'll choose the underdog.
See, I like number 2. That's me. Don't have a clue what's going on. Just I'm going with the green team.
Like to talk.
Let's see, Bachelorette number 3.
Chiefs.
Oh, AFC.
Okay. All right. We got Kansas City in the house. And so Reggie, you never told us what your team was.
The San Francisco 49ers.
All right. So he's 49ers fan. All right. So, ladies, I know that number 1 said that she's not really that big into sports, but she'll watch it with you. Number 2 said that she's just going to be a bandwagon fan. And number 3 said she's a Chiefs fan. So, if you guys had to host the party, what snack are you bringing to the table? So we'll start with number 1. What snack you bringing to the table?
To the Super Bowl party or to the tailgate?
Yeah.
I might do. I like nachos. I like some good nachos.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because they mine nachos, right? I told y'all I'm cheesy. No pun intended. Okay. Thank you, number 1. Number 2, what are you bringing to the tailgate or the Super Bowl party?
Girl, I got the smoked chicken wings, of course.
Now your wings got flavor. Do they have breading?
That's why I'm bringing them. Okay.
They don't have no feathers on them, do they?
Um,
See,
I
though,
would say
see,
something. I would
see.
say something Southern, but I'm not gonna say it. Okay.
So you bring what flavor wings you bring it? What flavor wings you bring it?
They're gonna be smoked, and I like barbecue, but I do a little honey mustard to the side and a little garlic parmesan for those who want to try some of that. So we mix it up a little bit. I like hot and spicy too. So.
All right. So Reggie, so far you got some nachos and wings at the party. So we doing okay so far?
So far, yeah.
So far. And number 3, what you bringing?
I would bring wings as well. Either turkey wings or chicken wings. I kind of alternate, depending on the year. And I like spicy. And so whatever I choose. So we're like I said, we're big foodies where I grew up. Here where I grew up and with my own family, and so it's usually like Carol's surprise. It's whatever I feel like seasoning it with that year. So it's never the same. But it's always has some heat to it.
Okay. All right. And so you said something that I realized we never asked.
Nothing. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say you said something that I realized that we never asked everybody. So what city do you represent, or what state do you represent? We'll do what state, because cities might give you away. So what state do you represent, Bachelorette number 3?
Missouri.
Okay, got the show me state. All right, Bachelorette number 2, who you representing?
Alabama.
All right, we got Roll Tide. All right. I'm a Carolina fan. Well, actually, I'm a Carolina grad, so we don't really roll Tide, but that's all I know. Bachelorette number 1, what state are you representing tonight?
North Carolina.
Okay, all right. The Queen City up there. All right. And Reginald, what state are you representing?
Well, I'm representing 2. Home state is Ohio, local state is South Carolina.
All right. All right. So we got the Carolinas in the house. We got the Midwest in the house. And we have the Southeast in the house. So we got a couple regions represented tonight. So I want to thank you all for venturing on this amazing journey with us so far this evening. Now comes the hard part. So before we do this, ladies, if you want to, well, not if you want to, we're going to do it this way anyway, because I'm their host, right? We're getting ready to have it where Reggie will get the opportunity to choose one of you ladies to continue conversation with from this evening. So before we do that, I know we've asked a lot of questions and talked about a lot of random things. So I want to give you 1 minute to give us your last pitch to Mr. Reggie as to why you think he should pick you. Let's start with Bachelorette number 1.
Why he should pick me. I think we could have a nice time chatting, enjoying different things. I think it would be just a nice time to get to know you. I'm a nice person to get to know, and I think you would be a nice person to get to know.
Awesome. Awesome. Simple enough. I love it. Bachelorette number 3. Bachelorette number 3, you are on mute.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
So I think one of the things that he said was that, BFF forever. That's important to me. So I think that would be a reason to choose me because we have some similar foundational things to build a relationship with. And I think that is important. Your faith is important. And that, one of the things that you said, that you stay up all night in pain, physical pain. I know that's tongue in cheek, but that you're not a worrier. So that means that you put your worries, to God. And it says something about your personality. So that's more about why I would choose you. But it's complimentary.
I love it, love it, love it. And Bachelorette number 2.
I play a mean hand of bid, whist, and spades. Love to bowl. And I just think we would have fun together and enjoy getting to know each other within the church as well as outside of the church. And the friendship and all those other things develop and grow at God's will. But you sound like you're a very balanced person, love to travel and love to have fun when you travel. So that would be me as well. So that's why you should choose me.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So thank you, ladies, so much. And so Reggie's gonna take a couple minutes here and go into some deliberation and make a decision. But before he does that, I just want to let every one of you ladies know y'all did an amazing job tonight. Thank y'all for going on our antics with us this evening and answering all of our questions and all of those things. And you guys gave us some great information about you all. And you kind of, you introduced me to a couple of new places and some foods I might want to try. And I want to go camel ride and chase waterfalls too. So thank y'all so much. So even if you are not the selection of this evening, please know that there are plenty of gentlemen that are watching the show as well. That and we'll kind of get to that in just a few moments. I won't jump ahead of myself. So we're going to give Reggie about 2 good minutes here to kind of think about this and deliberate over some notes and things. And while he's doing that, I encourage the audience to chime in to help this brother out. He has 3 amazing choices. So let's help this brother out. All right. So Mike, we're going to go ahead and give us that 2-minute clock. All right, the time has come. See, I don't know if I can get first lady seat because I can't sing, but it's all right though. So, all right. So Reggie. Who did you choose?
This is like being on Let's Make a Deal.
I know, right?
Door number 1, door number 2, door number 3.
But they're 3 amazing doors. Like you kind of know what's behind them, right?
Oh, Lord. I mean, all 3 women are awesome. And I don't think I could go wrong with either one of them based upon what I've heard. Now, getting to know somebody is a whole different ballgame. But based upon what I've heard, I think all 3 of them would fit the bill. But if I had to choose,
you have to.
Obviously, I must. I would go with number 2.
All right. So he's going to go with number 2. So what we're going to do first is we're going to see who. So we'll reveal number 2 here shortly. But before we do that, let's see who Bachelorette number 1 is. Bachelorette number 1, can you please turn your camera on and reveal yourself, please? Hello. So Bachelorette number 1, what's your name? You're Miss Cheryl.
Yes.
All right, so Miss Cheryl. So thank you so much for kind of hanging out with us this evening. And as I stated earlier during the show, just because Reggie didn't select you this evening does not mean that your DMs are closed. So are your DMs open?
Yeah.
Okay. So if someone wanted to get in contact with you, how would they reach you?
Facebook Messenger is good.
Okay. And would it be under Cheryl Baker?
Yes, it is under Cheryl Baker.
All right. So guys, you see Miss Cheryl. First of all, I'm loving the hair. So Miss Cheryl with us this evening. And you kind of heard how she thought, and you heard a lot of the things that she's looking for. So guys, don't shy on her DM. So Miss Cheryl, thank you so much again for coming.
Thank you. It was nice chatting with you, Reggie.
Same here, Cheryl. Same here.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Bachelorette number 3. Go ahead and reveal yourself, please.
Hello.
She got a whole cabin behind her, y'all. She got a whole
I was
cabin.
having fun. I'm an IS person, so I was like, ooh, backgrounds.
I would say, take me, please. No, so Bachelorette number 3, give us your name.
I'm Carol.
All right, so we got Carol and Cheryl. So Miss Carol, thank you so much for playing with us tonight and kind of chatting with us and chatting with Reggie. So Miss Carol, if someone wanted to get in contact with you this evening, because guys, you've heard how she thought. Again, you've heard some things she's looking for, and you've heard what kind of wings that she's willing to bring to the Super Bowl party. So Michelle says she is going to bring her. Michelle says she's going to bring her fun self, and she's going to have a good time. Carol says she's going to bring you some chicken. And so Miss Carol, if someone wanted to get in contact with you this evening, how would they reach out to you?
Through Messenger. Yeah,
okay. Fine. And would it be under the name that's showing on the screen?
It will.
All right, perfect. So guys, you heard her DMs are open. So thank you, Miss Carol, for coming by. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Wow.
All right, guys. Reggie, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, Bachelorette number 2. Go ahead and reveal yourself, please.
I am extremely nervous. Hello, Reginald.
Good evening. Good evening.
I am shocked, but thank you.
So Bachelorette number 2, what is your name?
My name is Sheila Penn.
All right, so we got Sheila, Cheryl, and Carol. Y'all these
right.
So Miss Sheila, first of all, I love this outfit. You look beautiful. All of you ladies look beautiful. Thank you. All right, so Miss Sheila, you have Reggie here. So Reggie and Miss Sheila, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Wow. Well, Reginald, can I share this little bit of information with you?
Sure.
I am also a minister, have been for the past 20 plus years. So how do you feel about women? I know that's afterwards. That's for later, right?
You can go ahead and ask it now. We all inquiring minds. We want to know. Go ahead.
He's quiet.
I don't have an issue with women in ministry. God can use whomever he wants to proclaim his gospel.
All right then. Thank you, sir. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, it's very nice meeting you. I'm still shocked that I was chosen. So I just came in for the fun. So I'm shocked. I'm flattered.
That's why we're all here. We're here for the fun. That's why we're here. So I always tell people it's conversation. Conversation can lead to all kinds of amazing things. You never know until you try, right?
That's right.
But again, we want to thank everybody for stopping by this evening. So Miss Carol and Miss Cheryl, we're going to go ahead and just kind of let you guys know that we appreciate you. I don't have any parting gifts.
Really?
I ain't go by the Dollar Tree before I came on here. I would have bought y'all some little tissue packs or something. My bad. I don't know. Some lip gloss. I don't know. No, I appreciate you guys again for coming by tonight. So what I'm going to do real quick is the guy who's been running all the tech in the background and the SBCC founder and producer and all those fun things, Mr. Michael, you want to pop back in with us?
Oh, yes. Great job, Tiffany. Fantastic job. And I know you're going to do a good job hosting Tuesday Talk next week as well. But anyway, let's go to the couple. Reginald and Sheila, great match. I'm just so happy for y'all. And Miss Carol and Cheryl, y'all are fantastic. Bro. I wish I could split into two and talk to both y'all, but I can't do that though. So great Great job. Great job. Just being honest. Great job at everything, though. And to our couple,
Yay.
guess what? If you choose to do so, to go out on a virtual date, we'll pay for it. Okay? If that
Now that's
sounds
two
good.
four for fours. That's 2 4 for 4s.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Okay.
we're not sitting at Ruth Chris.
To
So,
what?
yeah.
To who?
2 4 for 4s.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What is that? What?
the four, they 5 for 4, they 4 for 5 now.
Huh?
But you
You
know,
know, speak the English.
you said 2 for 35. Okay. Like she said, she want some of them popcorners and some sandwiches out of
I know.
at the deli section. She want one of them sandwiches.
I believe so. I believe so. So, like I said, no pressure. No pressure now. I don't want to put y'all on the spot though, but we're serious about the offer though.
I'm
You
gonna go
know,
with
if
Carol.
you
and her
do that,
wings.
the only I guess
They're good. They're worth it.
the caveat. So no, like I said, no decision right now. It's, but we do expect to see you at the after party, and we will have the after party maybe about 1/2 hour though. Okay.
Okay.
Tiff, do you have anything else before we close out?
No, I just want to say again, all of y'all did an amazing job, and everybody was like, "I was nervous." Y'all did fine, so I appreciate y'all so much. Like I said, y'all made me laugh. Y'all made me feel good. Y'all answered some questions I had when it comes to dating creatures and all of those fun things. So y'all helped me out tonight, so I appreciate it. Y'all gave me some wisdom. See, didn't even know. Y'all ain't even know. That's all I have.
Okay, on that note, though, thank you all so much. Thank you to the studio audience. Thank you to the ladies, and thank you to Bro Pastor, and thank you, Tiffany. I can't thank you enough, and just thank everybody though. So if it's the Lord's will, we'll see you at the after party, and we'll see you next time. So y'all wave at the good at the audience. Y'all wave at
y'all know how Brady Bunch did it. Y'all don't act like y'all.
Yeah. Or the Beverly Hillbillies. Okay, y'all take care.
All right, thank you.